Alright guys, welcome back here. We're ready to go ahead and create the underside of the Lego. We've created the nubs or the tabs, whichever you want to call them, on the top. And now we're ready to do what's called a shell on the bottom. So it's pretty simple. All you need to do is click on the bottom or right click, use the right mouse button, and come down here and click on shell. When I say click on the right mouse button, make sure you click on the block itself, the bottom of the block. Go ahead. Again, right click on the bottom. You'll see this menu pop up. Come down here to shell, or you can just choose K on the keyboard as the shortcut. And you can, yeah. What we want to do is we're shelling this at and it's asking you the thickness. So whenever you shell something in Fusion, it's going to take all of the features, everything that's into account. So it's a little bit easier. I know you've seen maybe on the other video that the other gentleman did. Um, I think he shelled his first, um, but as you can see, there's other little dots up here. If we do the shell after those are created, it includes those into the shell. So you don't have to go back in and make any kind of pattern for these dots underneath. But it's that simple. You just K on the keyboard and choose the face that you want to, or right click on the face that you would like to create the shell from. Thickness will be 1.5, same as the height, and that's really all it is. Just click OK, and there we have it. We can see that it's shelled out, made a shell, and it's saying that everything, the thickness of all of this, even the tabs up top here, are at a thickness of 1.5 millimeters. All right, let's go ahead. If you notice on the bottom of the Lego, there are 3 circles. I think that's where we'll go to today. They're not that hard. By saying they're not that hard, it's things we've done before. It's no different than doing the tabs on the top. It's slightly different in the fact that it's almost like a donut. It's not a solid extrusion. So we need to think about how and how are those circles made, or those cylindrical objects, or donut cylinder. I know there's a better word for it, but how are they created? Well, let me show you. Basically, it's 2 circles. So we're going to choose, and here's an important part. So I chose C for circle, and you want to make sure that you tilt or rotate your view so that you can see this the inside face up top here. Don't choose the plane. Don't choose this bottom one, the outside shell of it. Make sure that your computer, your Chromebooks, I know they can be a little bit slow, but give it some time, or you may need to move your cursor around just slightly, depending on how you have this tilted, to find that upper and inner face. So once that's highlighted, go ahead and click on it. That's where we're going to begin our sketch. And we're going to choose our circle, and we would like our circle there. Now, if you look at that, looking at the 2-dimensional geometry, what it looks like is you need to think of it as 2 circles. So you have an inner circle, you have an outer circle. So we need to measure both of those circles. Your inner circle is 5 millimeters. So type that in. And your circle's already selected, your circle tool, your cursor. So all we need to do is go back to the same center point, draw our circle, choose 7, the outside circle is 7, and we can go ahead and click enter. And you can see that we kind of have that donut shaped appearance now, and that's what it should look like. And that sketch, if it is not on that upper face, make sure you rotate this so you can just double check that it's on this face inside here and not on the top side or the bottom here. We're ready to go ahead and extrude these out, and we want to choose, again, I keep talking about a donut because that's what it looks like. That's what we're going to extrude. Extrude these. Again, we need to tilt slightly so we can tell A, which direction we're going to, and that has the proper item selected. And here's a little bit of a you need to think about. Those cylinders go all the way down to the bottom. So we would need to, if we're going to put a distance, we know the height of our Lego is 10, and then we know that wall thickness is our 1.5 millimeters. So we would need to subtract 1.5 from 10 if we were just going to put a distance in. But here's a little trick. If we say not just the distance, but if we go to an object, we can tell it exactly how far, maybe, if it lets me, how far down we would like that extrusion to go. So if we choose the bottom face here, we know that this extrusion is equal to that as well. So it should, once we have that, I'm not sure why this is on here, this that's looking for a degree of rotation, but we're not rotating. So if we choose that, there we have it. We have our extrusion of one of the circles on the bottom, and here's some good review for the rectangular pattern because that's we've done this before, but we'll do it again to create the other circles on the bottom. So we'll choose rectangular pattern. What are the objects? Again, go over here to your window. What is the computer, or what is Fusion asking us? We click on this face, not only that face, but the other vertical faces of the object as well. The directions in which we want this pattern to go would be from left to right, so we're going to choose another edge that goes in the same direction, and spacing, good old Legos, they like their 8 millimeters. I'm sorry, I did it again. We don't want quantity 8, we would like 3 of them total at a distance of 8 millimeters. And this guy, or this next question down here, we don't need to answer it because we're only going one direction. However, the quantity that we want, if we were to leave this at 3, it would choose this and make almost like a foam or a square pattern because it would be 3 by 3. We don't want that, so we're going to leave this at 1. But we do need to put something in there and at no distance, obviously. And there we have it. So there's the completion of the bottom of the Lego. Well, almost complete. A little bit of extended learning here if you guys would like. You notice there are 2 lines. I guess we could do those 2 lines coming up from the middle here. We can do those. And then if you would like to do a little research, a little extend, a little challenge, if you notice around the inside edge, I'm not requiring this, but around the inside edge, this will help keep the Legos stable if you guys want to stack them together or whatever after we 3D print them. There's these little lips or edges that go vertically to this face around the outside edge. So if you don't attempt it, I at least want you to think about how you would do that. And if you're up for the challenge, there are resources out there. I'm not going to post the video because I don't want to give it away. I want to see what you guys can do on your own to see if you can go out and work it out on your own, or maybe find the resource in order to get those onto your Lego as well. So that's it. The last thing that you would need to do for the Lego is somewhere, either on the top, side, somewhere, please put some sort of other feature by creating a sketch and then doing an extrusion. We don't have the text feature in the browser version, so we can't, again, I've explained this before, we can't put our initials or anything. But if you want to make some other geometry somewhere on the Lego that for when we print this out, you can identify it as yours. Just don't put one little square somewhere though, because you never know. You don't know if it's somebody put one on the other side or in a similar spot. So let's keep it simple and but not too simple is what I'm saying. Make sure it's something that you can identify. You know, a series of circles. Um, or squares or triangles or something of that nature. So hopefully this is helpful. Again, if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate. Shoot me whether on the Google Classroom here or shoot me an email, and I will do my best to answer them in a timely manner. Good luck. Wish you guys all the best and just work together. Again, you guys all, I said it in the notes there, you guys all have your own individual strengths and get different parts of this as we go along. So just pick each other up and help each other out, and I know you guys will do that.